Ready for another 10 minutes of PlayStation brilliance? You better be, because here comes Access episode 27. We've got a boiling cauldron of scares in our PlayStation briefing. There's incredible Assassin's Creed 3 coverage from the world's first reveal in Montreal. And we rub tuxedos with the celebs at the gaming BAFTAs. But before all that, it's time for axes and evil bag ladies in our Game of the Week Silent Hill Downpour. If it feels like too long since the last time you went running through a foggy nightmare suburbia and stuck a pickaxe through a monster that looks like a giant Haribo milk bottle, then hooray for Silent Hill Downpour, which includes all these things, as well as puzzles, chilling incidental characters,
did you kill him?
And a fat guy getting murked in the showers. Actually, that's you doing the murking, Murphy Pendleton, locked up for crimes unknown and taking revenge on the big lad for reasons equally mysterious.
Why? You know exactly why.
We really don't, but this being Silent Hill, we'd bet on some shameful trauma buried in Murphy's broken mind and gradually revealed through the town's hellish transformations and twisted creatures. And we'd be right. When Murphy's prison bus dances off the road in the friendly-sounding tourist spot of Devil's Pit, he finds himself battling through rusty mazes and fending off Freudian horrors with a fire extinguisher. Fighting these creatures is still a clumsy business, which can be a little frustrating, but definitely adds to the game's frantic tension. Plus, putting the finishing touches to enemies is undeniably satisfying, whether it's with a wrench, an axe, or our squishy favourite, a sledgehammer. The puzzles, meanwhile, range from the bizarre, of course this safe can be opened by finding the power cord to this kettle and steaming up the window, to the very effective, like working out the stage directions to a performance of Hansel and Gretel in an abandoned orphanage. It's not the smoothest or prettiest game, and chugging through the fog can grind your patience, but in the end we'll forgive Downpour because for the first time since the PlayStation 2 days, it feels like an authentic and authentically crackers Silent Hill experience. And that's well worth breaking some heads over. Fasten your news belts, ladies and gents, it's time for your PlayStation briefing. We start with good news, some gaming for good news in fact, as Charity Special Effects teams up with geek chic fashion gurus Insert Coin to bring you this swanky new t-shirt. 100% of proceeds go direct to the special effects coffers, helping handicapped gamers like Charlotte Knott play their favourite titles. It's a thoroughly worthy cause, so do a good deed and look proper mint at the same time by visiting insertcoinclothing.com. In other news, PlayStation Vita's lineup of handheld corkers is expanding faster than the infinite cosmos, with Resistance Burning Skies showing off its shiny bits in this new trailer. The game sticks you in the shoes of firefighter Tom Riley, an excellent choice seeing as how the skies are burning. Presumably in response to some kind of hosepipe ban, Tom decides to switch water for slaughter and do lots of this. Oh, poor Chimera. Dressing up even more scares in ice biking high def is the Silent Hill HD collection, which crams Silent Hill 2 and 3 all onto one Blu-ray. Not only does this make it the most evil 50 gigabytes of optical disc you'll ever handle, but it also means Pyramid Head has more pixels in his big triangular bonce than ever before. Good, we always wanted a clearer image of this. That's all your news for now. We'll hit you with another briefing next week. Get your virtual hats on, folks. It's time for your weekly roundup from On The Store. Fans of albatrosses, eagles and bogies can spank their 9-irons over the news that Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13 is available for download from March the 30th. The new game features an improved swing system, impressive PlayStation Move functionality and the best rippling polo shirt physics we've ever seen. More men should be brave enough to wear salmon. Call of Duty Elite subscribers can now look forward to another map in which to test their knee-jerk shooting skills. Overwatch plonks you on top of a New York penthouse and then does what Call of Duty does best, makes everything loud and orange. Lastly, for PlayStation Vita owners who are yet to take the plunge with Blood-Heavy Ninja Fest Shinobido 2, you can now download a handheld demo for the sweet price of absolutely nothing. The game features plenty of shadow skulking and sticking pointy things in Bad Men, and we're sure you'll agree the full title is well worth a poke. If not, well, poke you. This week's bonus level comes from the prestigious video game BAFTAs in London, where all sorts of industry stars were tucked up and ready to party. Like, oh look, Aaron Staten from LA Noire. Are you excited, Aaron?
I'm very excited. I'm excited, to be here. I'm excited well, yes.
Whatever you say. The evening was hosted by gaming funny man Dara O'Brien, and the big winners were Batman Arkham City for Best Action Game, Little Big Planet for Top Family Title, and the amazing Portal 2 for pretty much everything else, with the Big Game of the Year award handed over by Jonathan Ross.
Who would have thought that a comedy puzzle game would win for Best Game? Congratulations
to a batch of very worthy winners, and a hex on the Academy for overlooking Uncharted 3.
This is bullshit.
We'll see you next year. Set your excitement gauge to popping an eye out for this week's Access All Areas, because we've snuck our way into Ubisoft's Montreal HQ for a world-first look at Assassin's Creed 3. The big news is that the sprawling Renaissance spires of the Ezio trilogy have gone, making way for the 18th century American frontier. Here's creative director Alex Hutchinson and senior producer Francois Pellon with the why and how.
I think when we're trying to figure out a setting, what we're looking for is somewhere that's never been used in a game before, somewhere that's going to be a fresh place for people to explore. For us, the American Revolution was just filled with strong secondary characters, big events that people knew, and sort of a relatively untouched landscape.
We'll introduce as well Washington. This is going to be our key historical figure for a C3 game.
With a new setting and time period comes a new hero. Enter the half-British, half-Native American, predictably all badass Connor, an ancestor of Assassin's main man Desmond and wielder of the coolest tomahawk we've ever seen.
And our new assassin is half Native American, half European, and his Western name is Connor. It's 35 years of a character's life, right through his birth, up through why he joins the Assassins, what happens to his people, why he decides to fight briefly, in the American Revolution, his ongoing war with the Templars, and eventually sort of what happens to him. The tomahawk is going to be a big part of his combat gear. All of his new combat moves are dual wield, so it's a tomahawk and a knife, and if he's going to fight occasionally if he wants to with a sword.
We haven't been this excited for a game since, well, probably Mass Effect 3 a few weeks ago. Still, Assassin's Creed 3 is looking every inch a Game of the Year contender and will be bounding its way onto PS3 on October the 31st. Expect a rich historical adventure and a record low candy return for trick-or-treaters countrywide. In between saving the galaxy from an unrelenting swarm of death machines and managing human-alien diplomatic relations, it's easy to take your eye off the little things in Mass Effect 3. Specifically the little furry things, like the space hamster Commander Shepard bought on the Citadel in Mass Effect 2. Fear not though, space travellers, head down to the lower deck of the engineering level and you can be reunited with your short-lived buddy forever. Or at least until he dies in a few weeks. For more videos or for info on upcoming Access events, head on over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/PlayStation Access. See you next week.